What a show at the Game Awards 2023. Who cares about the actual awards? But man, those game announcements, Xbox is cooking. The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, Daddy DWALLY, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven.
And new intern, X-Bacon Gamin.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Jose, didn't I give you a new intro?
I know, it's still the old one.
Oh, hello. Daddy DWALLY here, and welcome to The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Wow, boys, what a show. The game crossed out awards. Nope, the game announcements, or what's the title episode? What did you go with? Xbox is cooking. Shout out to B for in the chat. Joining me as always is the co-host and super producer, Chipotle Bear. Chipotle Bear, how are you?
I'm great, man. And B asked a great question in the chat. That's that we are a little late tonight. That is because I was at a school event, a choir concert, which was wonderful. But at the same time, this in our world, right, gaming world, the huge stuff going on with the Game Awards, it actually coincided really well. Just as I got home from that, the awards ended, so we got to see the winner, even though it was no surprise. We'll talk about that later. And yeah, man, we're happy to be here. Happy to talk about some games. And man, it is an exciting time for really all gamers, but especially up for us here on the Nerd Chat with Xbox fans.
Very exciting times. And joining us as always is the Daywalker himself. Literally, look at that skin, guys. X-Bacon Gaming, the ginger.
Are you implying I don't get any sun? It's like I get plenty of sun. What does that even mean?
Remember your trip to Hawaii, Bacon? I remember the sunburn.
Oh, I was burnt. It was a crispy. Well, our Denver Broncos lost this weekend, or last weekend. So our playoff chances took a little teeny hit, but we are still in the hunt.
Still 6-6. Still, they control their destiny now. They made it a lot more difficult, but we are still
win out. We have to win out
in it. But screw all that sport talk. Let's jump into some gaming announcements and everything. But first, we got to shout out with our Nerd Chat. Shout out, Jose. Shout out number one, as always, a huge Nerd Chat shout out to the warm-up question creator himself. BigBox 1431 said, first, to Chipotle, thanks for being the dad of the Nerd Chat. Your level of maturity and class does not go unnoticed by me or any of the listeners. Also, if you want to do a bi-weekly I Love You Lucy podcast, please reach out. Second, to DWALLY, I'm not going to get pulled into a controller catfight with you. I would never say that the Xbox controller was designed for sloth from the Goonies. It's a solid controller for those people still living in 2013. In fact, whenever I use one, I hear that Britney Spears song, I'm Not a Girl, But Not Yet a Woman, playing because it was so clearly designed for people with that hand size. Class and decorum for the win. Third, to Bacon. Walker Texas Ranger drove a Dodge Ram, and for that reason, my friend, you have the most badass vehicle on the Nerd Chat. I meant zero disrespect, because the eyes of a ranger are upon you. Is that like the song? I don't even remember.
Yes.
Another great show. On to the Keeleys indeed. Big Box, man, what a show. I'm Xbox. Woo. Speaking of Xbox, MKen10 also wrote in about the Starfield tax. Oh, Matt, get your butt on the show. I feel like I did answer your question, he said. Days Gone was pretty ambitious. Was it, Matt? Days Gone ambitious? And Sony pushed the marketing. There was a hype level for that game, though not as big as Starfield. Death Stranding was my other example. There is a lot of love for those games from the community, but from the critics' standpoint, they didn't score that well. Death Stranding being the better of the two in the low 80s. Days Gone flopped bad enough for Sony to drop the hammer on a sequel. Those are the best examples I came up with on the fly. I guess I'm just not sure why there aren't good enough why they aren't good enough examples. If you say it's because you didn't read about it all over places like Twitter, then yes, that is true because they weren't as big as Starfield. Nonetheless, they were ambitious. I strongly disagree. Maybe Death Stranding. As far as Starfield being a Sony exclusive, would this happen? The Starfield tax, that is. I think this question isn't fair, being as how Microsoft went out and spent $7 billion on Bethesda. You mentioned it yourself. This was going to be a Sony exclusive, and Microsoft jumped in, bought the entire publisher, and made an Xbox FPS. I'm sorry, but I do not buy into the Xbox tax. There are definitely outlets out there that are creating a bizarre spin on things. Xbox tax. But as a gaming community, I think it's fair to say that we should try not to focus on people that create negative clickbait perspectives and try to focus on positive creators. Even if they don't have the same opinions as us, at least they are being critical in a positive way that makes companies like Microsoft and Sony do better. If we weed out the purposeful fanboy negative content creators, maybe it just doesn't show up in our timelines. They don't get the attention and it stops existing. Sort of a fantasy world, but for sure a positive perspective. Hashtag see you online. Thank you so much, Matt, for writing in. Matt, I completely agree with the last part of the last few sentences. The rest of it, I'm going to abstain my thoughts on this one and invite you back onto the show. Bacon, would you like to respond to either Big Box or MKen10?
I've got nothing to say to MKen10.
Bacon, would you like to respond?
I've got nothing to say to that, man. But Big Box, my man, this is the man of references. I feel like
reference was dope.
I think he's like he's my spirit animal because I love Walker Texas Ranger, and that is why I bought my Dodge Ram. So, and I took no offense, but harmless banter here in the nerd chat. We are not mad at anybody but Sony in this podcast. So,
no.
I'm not mad at Sony.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Sony.
I live.
I'm playing my PS5 a lot right now, baby.
Like I wake up mad at Sony. But nothing really. Is Britney Spears reference? I mean, this guy is just. I love Big Box.
I didn't love that song. I love the album, but that was not my favorite song.
Britney was very important in my formative
I mean, I love
years.
the sloth and the goodies reference. That's incredible.
Lots of videos.
Fun fact also, Dan considered
MKen?
naming his daughters Walker and Texas Ranger. That was like their second choice nickname after Ricky and Maddie.
Not at all. Nope.
No, I don't have a lot to add to it other than always appreciate you reaching out, Big Box. I'm happy to be the dad of the show. I don't get angry, to be honest, that often. And not that Bacon and Dan do. They just that's it makes me look like I never get angry because they're angry a lot. Yeah, I would. I think the fans would agree.
Agreed.
As for MKen10, we do miss you on the show, buddy. We hope to have you on soon again. You know, I haven't played a lot of the games you mentioned because, again, I don't have a PlayStation, so I can't speak highly to them. I did think Days Gone looked really cool, and I remember reading about Days Gone in like Game Informer prior to it coming out, and I do think it sounded ambitious. I don't know if it hit that mark.
Example why?
Just because it was meant to be more than like move to one area, kill zombies, which I'm not hating on. Like State of Decay, like I really enjoyed State of Decay, but that it does have that pretty simple formula. I think it in theory, Days Gone was supposed to be more of like build a story, build connection between characters. The bike is a character, that's a whole other mechanic. Again, I have not played Days Gone, like I'm not technically qualified to speak on it. Whether it hit that mark or not is different. I'm not saying it's better than Starfield. I obviously enjoyed Starfield better because I've played Starfield. But I appreciate you trying to find examples. I just don't know if they quite hit the mark in terms of what we're looking for. But I also agree with the end part that, like, I know we talked about the Xbox tax. I'm not totally subscribed to the idea of a Xbox tax. I do think there's some weird snubs. Like, I do still think that, like, there are times when, like, what are you talking about? How is that not possibly mentioned? And it seems to be part of the Xbox ecosystem. And whether you're talking about IGN or other sites or the Game Awards
or banned GameSpot.
But I also think realistically some of that is the outcome of just that lost generation. Like I still think what's affecting us. And the good news, and kind of shifting topics here, like based on what we saw tonight from the Game Awards, we see some winds of change coming, which is very exciting. So I'll leave it there.
Great Scorpions song if you're not aware. Winds of Change.
Don't know what that is. Shout out to Mitchy
Winds of
Boo.
Change. Oh man,
He said Xbox Showcase was fire tonight. Absolutely. I mean, it really was. This wasn't the Game Awards. This was the Xbox Showcase Winter Edition. So, speaking of that, Jose, let's jump into Xbox gaming news for the week.
News team, assemble!
Wow, Xbox is cooking. The Game Awards. Wait, no, the Game Announcements 2023. Let's go through it one by one. Jose, I know you didn't get to catch a lot of it. So
actually, I caught as much as I could. I got probably about 70% of it, but I want to focus on my students at school, so I couldn't do all of it. But I'm excited to fill in the gaps.
No worries. As we start out with Brothers, a remake. I played the first one. I'm not really sure why this is being remade. It was already a good game. Confusing, but just interrupt me if you want to talk about anything. All right. Next one, best family game was Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I think we all agreed on that one.
Yeah.
A new game from Daniel Mullins, the Inscription developer. I didn't know much about this, Bacon. Am I supposed to know who this guy is?
No.
Was Inscription the one that was like the full motion video, like the real? I knew nothing about this. So
yeah, me either.
Moving on. Pony Island 2 was announced. The Rise of Golden Idol. A new game from Finji. So this had me a little bit interested because Finji was the publisher, I can't remember, publisher, developer, maybe both, of Tunic. And
I did like Tunic. Tunic was great.
So that was interesting. I don't know much, and I was trying to watch this, like I said, in the background, but that was the first thing that caught my eye. Unusual June was announced in 2025. Innovation and Accessibility Award, the first win for Xbox. I believe I called this Forza Motorsport 1 for
that was a great pick,
accessibility.
though.
Yes,
Straight
we
up.
all called it.
Yeah, that, I mean, the ability for blind people to be able to race is incredible. Harmonium the Musical, The Old Gentleman, was announced, coming to Netflix games and Game Pass.
Odd Gentleman, not Old Gentleman. Just
sorry. And best esports athlete was Faker. Congratulations to whoever that is. Esports coach was Potter. Esports event, League of Legends. Esports game, Valorant. And best esports team, never heard of them, JD Gaming. Congratulations. Windblown from Motion Twin was announced. Thrasher was officially announced.
Windblown looked cool, I must add.
Okay, which one was? Oh yeah, Windblown did look cool. Wasn't it like
that's from the
one, or was it
same people that made Dead Cells?
Okay, that's what I thought. Like, it was
had me interested, had me hooked instantly.
And then the Windblown one, was that like a?
It looked like a rhythm.
Rhythm VR game or something.
Yeah, I was completely lost with the.
Okay, and then Dave the Driver Dredge.
I was pumped for this.
What is
both
this?
of those games are so good and super cool.
Coming to Switch? Was that the announcement?
No, it's coming to it's on Switch and PC, but it's coming to both on December 15th. It's basically
like a join up.
It is, and the way they're doing it is really smart. So like, because either of you have played either of the games, like Dave the Diver, basically there's two levels. Like, one level is when you're underwater looking for fish, but it's like a 2D kind of platformer almost, and then the other level is in the sushi bar. And Dredge is like you're a boat in a 3D world driving around. And I was like, man, how are they going to do that? But what they're basically doing is that one of the characters from Dredge is going to come meet you at the start of like a level and say, I'm looking for these special fish if you find them, and then those fish will kind of live in Dave the Diver. But really cool, man. Like, it's, again, if you have not played either of them, it doesn't matter if they won or were nominated, they're absolutely worth your money and worth your time. If you have an ally, if you won one of the new Steam Decks or the Logitech G Cloud things that they were giving away, like, those are some great purchases. And if you have a Switch, I'm not going to rebuy them on the Switch because I don't think my daughters would necessarily love them, but definitely great games.
Yeah, so you're right. The Dead Cells developer on that other one, Bacon. Content creator of the year was Iron Mouse. Very concerning here. This is one of those chat bots.
Was it Pony? Was Pony Iron Mouse? He just didn't tell us.
Very concerning. World of Goo 2 was announced for 2024 spring. Then they showed, this is the Persona, who is it? Atlas and
So
Metaphor.
much Xbox in this part.
Refantazo fall 2024. Is this coming to Game Pass or is it just coming
They
to
had
Xbox?
the
coming to
Xbox.
Yeah, I see.
Had the Xbox sound, the boot up sound on all of these trailers.
Christopher Judge had another Xbox tasks zinger.
Oh, God,
Did
that
you
guy.
notice that? Like, I know it's a joke, but like, I'm not seeing anybody else
Laugh at
dissing
him.
another game like that. I thought that
Yeah.
was not a wise. I didn't like that, and I
But
know
it's also, it's weird that like I couldn't tell if he was really friends with Jeff or like Jeff was like, I have to have you here because
yeah, exactly. Like, do you
that's how
think
it felt.
if he did that on his own? I don't know.
His zinger was my speech last year was longer than the entire Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah,
And then he ended it with saying it's a studio he will never work for.
he said that.
He said that.
But I feel like he said it in the context of because I'm saying this, like they're never going to hire me to work for them. But
Dude,
maybe they have history that I just don't know
very
about.
very questionable. I mean,
a
I know it's like a
clown.
joke, but like at the same time, I was like, really, dude? I thought we were here to celebrate games. Like, I don't know. That was weird to me. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that. It's just gonna make me mad. Best performance went to Neil Newborn as Asterion in Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe we'll get to see who that is if I buy this game down the road.
Yeah, we gotta buy it.
Another
think I'll buy it
random
too.
moment. All right. Matthew McConaughey is voicing in a game, and it was Exodus. This game did look cool. Bacon
looked
some
cool.
Mass Effect vibes. I said specifically, this reminded me of Mass Effect
Isn't
Andromeda.
the devs were from you know who I'm talking about? They broke off from the Mass Effect development team.
Oh, I mean, I don't know who it is. I don't see it. But anyway, I forgot to mention we're getting all of our news here from Wario, who tweeted all this out as it was going. I love Wario. He's the best. Wario 64 shout out.
I have where.
Do we know McConaughey wasn't in that trailer though, right? Like I was trying to listen for his voice.
He said he's going to, but I don't know if he was. I don't know if I caught it.
Game
But he's
looks
for sure in the game.
Definitely a little tearjerker. Like I was feeling emotional watching.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
trailer.
I'm
It looked good.
definitely interested. The next game, God of War DLC, that's free. Congratulations.
That was a cool surprise. Like shout out
Available
to, like that was
today.
cool.
But what is it?
It's
Just like
a prequel to Ragnarok. I mean, he goes up into Valhalla to fight the gods. Of some
I mean,
sort.
that's cool.
And it's almost like
Congratulations to people who like
it's
that
like a
game.
roguelite.
It's
'cause you
free
catch when you-
too, and that's the shocking thing.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
that is
free
shocked.
DLC.
That was a nice pickup.
The next one was from what is this game?
From House, the creators of the Untitled Goose Game.
It was from House.
That
Okay.
looks terrible.
This looked weird. Next one.
Right.
Oh no, I need to see
Try to go
more. Oh
slides.
no.
I'm sorry.
Big Walk by House is the name of the game. Then a cool moment. The whole performance.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you see the performance, Jose?
I did.
thought that
I
was
did see
very cool. Very
Insane.
cool. Like, and a shout out to Kind of Funny. Tim and Andy Cortez were live reacting. That's what I was watching it through. And they're like, it's always ballsy to have, a performance where nobody's gonna know it. And I thought they nailed it with the fog, the
fire. I was like,
fire,
man, the
the
fire
sun-
marshal was
it
probably
was
pooping his
very
pants
pumped.
out there.
And then getting into the trailer, guys, I'm officially hyped for Hellblade.
It's dope.
This looked
Gaudy.
pretty dang. I mean, that one with the guy right there, I was like, they were like, is that real or is that fake? I don't know.
It
But
said captured on a Series X too when it started. Just so we
here's
know.
the thing, though. Like, okay, Big Box, you mentioned this game looks like if this game delivers at all, I think it should absolutely get a Game of the Year nomination next year, just from these
Oh, yeah.
trailers, which is crazy. But
It
like,
almost had like how Alan Wake went from like really truly adventure to kind of like more horror. That's what this felt like.
Yeah,
There felt
I
like
agree.
a lot more horror in this game, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah. To be
but I
fair,
did
the
love
first
the original.
Hellblade was a little spooky. Like it was a little spooky, but it
We
wasn't.
all got
like
our
this
demons.
spooky.
Those visuals look
Ooh.
next freaking level in this game.
Yeah, this was.
And if they're getting like even if that's at 30 on the Series X, Bacon's be pulling 200 over here on his
no, he's not.
49.
No, he's gonna be lucky if he gets 60 on this.
But there was what we've asked for. We've asked for combat. We've just saw
Solid with
combat. We saw
combat.
in game. captured on the Series X.
Yeah.
There's nothing anybody can complain about this trailer.
Yeah, I just
they'll find
this is
something to
hands
complain
down
about.
their best trailer, and it got me hyped. And I've been like not too thrilled about this game before. I'm all in now. I
Oh,
cannot
God,
wait
it
for
looks
this.
good.
And I was thinking, guys, for our next fantasy draft, what do you guys think about like if we get to keep the games that we got delayed and you just automatically get to keep them? I think that would be fair because I did pick this game, and Bacon had some that he picked that he should carry over. I'm just saying, I think that would be fair that they get delayed, and it happens to everybody. So, except for Jose. Jose, did you have every single game hit?
Yeah,
for
all
you?
my games came out.
That's why you won. I mean, gosh, I think everyone else had.
Yours not over.
Sorry for playing the game.
No, I mean that's
I don't
great.
know what to tell
I
you.
mean,
Like,
yeah, and so moving on, the next announcement was best narrative, and I think we all agreed that
Great-
Alan Wake 2
great
was
choice.
going to win this. This Ikumi Nakamura, she was famous for being at Ghostwire before, or I mean, what's the studio who made Ghostwire? Tango Gameworks. Is that why
Tango?
she's famous? And then she
No.
left or something like that, I think is what happened.
She was very sweet.
And yeah, and their first project is
Kamudi.
Kimuri from Unseen Tokyo, I think is their studio.
Mhm.
And then the next game was the new title from Moon Studios, the
From
developers of
Ori's
Ori.
developer. Ooh.
Looks like a fantasy. Was it
Like
isometric? I couldn't tell.
It looked isometric except for
Yeah.
cutscenes like story parts.
But the art style and the gameplay was different. It seemed like the cutscene art style was less muted, but the gameplay looked really good.
Yeah, very interested. Shout out to Ori, one of my favorite all-time great games that I've ever played. I'm interested. I'm not like getting blown away, but I do remember Bacon hearing all of that negative that relationship between Xbox and Moon.
There was
like
allegations.
Moon, yeah,
with
they're not the
Moon
best.
being not on the up and up on the Bill Cosby room or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I trust Moon anymore, which is a shame because they make great games. But next announcement: No Rest for the Wicked. Oh, sorry, No Rest for the Wicked
That's what it
was
was
the Moon
called.
Studio
That
one.
title
Sorry.
of that game is fire.
Oh, I didn't even notice this. March 1st.
Mhm.
I'm
Oh,
super
wow.
excited.
Early in the year.
Nice. And it's coming to all platforms. Or sorry, it says Steam, PS5, Xbox Series XS.
Next up,
Gonzo.
Dan made an appearance next to Jeff Keighley up there. Look at him.
You son of a bitch. Was this weird? Like I didn't really catch most of this. I was like playing catch with Grayson Bacon. Was this like bizarre?
It
or
was
something?
it was awful, and the fact that they're
didn't go well.
giving award winners 30 seconds was there.
And they gave Gonzo like
Yes, they gave
bunch of
Kojima
time.
like 38 minutes, but I don't know how you can cut award the actual nominee speeches. That I guess Christopher Judge or whoever Kratos dude really ruined it for everybody.
well, rightfully so. He did, dude. He was out of
It was
control.
like 38 minutes. That man spoke.
Best debut indie game went to Cocoon, one of Bacon's favorites. So shout out. That's awesome. That is not.
Did you finish Cocoon Bacon?
I did. I
Yeah.
got the 1,000, but I had to use guides.
Yeah, he used the guide. Big announcements here from Sega. We have
man, the Sega
they're
run
working
was
on
dope
a
too.
Jet Set Radio, a Shinobi game, a Golden Axe game, Streets of Rage, and a Crazy Taxi game.
Safe
All
to
great.
say all in Game Pass because of their relationship with Sega and Atlas and everything. So hopefully we'll get
I
it
love
all.
the
I
Jet
wouldn't.
Set
I mean, I
Radio
wouldn't see that.
and
I thought it
Crazy
was.
Taxi.
I thought it was a cool little ad though, Bacon, or whatever it was, tease trailer where at the end the guy's like Sega, like the old Sega commercials. I thought that was a nice touch. And then the next one, a Dragon Ball Z game, Sparkling Zero. Moving on, Dead by Daylight.
The casting of Frank Stone, that looks cool. Single player horror game from Supermassive.
Okay,
That's right up your alley there, Chapo.
Yeah.
Then there was Visions of Mana, which actually is shocking from a Square game is coming to Xbox. I cannot believe this. I never played the other Secrets of Mana games, but Mana, I don't even know. But exciting for that. I'm excited to see that. Then the Team Ninja came out with what was it? The Rise of Ronin, correct? I gotta say, I was getting a lot of Wolong vibe. I mean, I know
there's another one of those coming with the Black Myth Wukong coming too.
This is the only game that's forcing me to keep my PS5 at this
Really?
point.
This? You didn't even like Wulong. What makes you think you're
No,
gonna
I
like
loved
this,
Wulong.
Bacon?
I was
You
just
liked
sucked
it.
at it.
It was hard.
Well, Bacon, I
one of
got
the
bad
hardest
news
games
for you. This is gonna be just as hard. So
I still never beat
it's
that
the
light
setting.
guy.
I can't break away from these settings. So
really, I have like zero interest in this game. Best action game went to Armored Core 6. Best art direction, I guess
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2.
it was good.
I feel like Liza P or Hi-Fi Rush maybe. Best VR AR, I believe I called this Resident Evil VR mode.
I'm shocked that Horizon or Gran Turismo didn't get this. I really thought it was
Why?
gonna
I
get
heard
it.
Horizon was like not good.
No, I heard everyone that played it loved it.
No, I'm shocked the Meta critic was as high as it was, and actually once people experienced it, they're like, dude, this game there's just not anything there.
Well,
That's why I didn't win.
The main character is not compelling. Aloy is just not a comparing character.
It wasn't Aloy. It was a
it
different
wasn't
one.
Aloy.
No.
Okay.
Best mobile game was Honkai Star Rail, which I believe is on
A mobile game.
and then I couldn't believe this moment. This was crazy. The new Hideo Kojima, our boss, he didn't tell us about this. It's called
Gotta send those memos out.
OD in partnership with Xbox, Unreal Engine, 3 Lateral, MetaHuman, and then the crazy moment also in partnership with Jordan Peele. Jose,
Wild.
I gotta throw this to you. Did you see this moment? Because this, I think I sent you that text of Tim and Andy freaking out. Like this was crazy. Which was crazy is I forgot about this because there's another announcement that has me even more hyped. But go ahead, Jose. What did you think of the Jordan Peele connection?
I only got to see a tiny bit of it. I didn't get to see like the whole thing because again, I was like between sets and stuff. But I was definitely like, Jordan Peele's movies are like he lives in the horror universe and he's pretty damn good at it, bud. And like
he's damn good.
And Kojima he's a storyteller, like sometimes at length to the point where that's what we kind of complain about and a little bizarre. But man, they could put together like a pretty dope witches brew. Like they could make something pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the key is going to be, and not that I'm really even that qualified to talk about this, is they have to make it not like obscure enough to be bizarre. Like it needs to have a. But that's it. Even that had even you complained about Alan Wake, and we love Alan Wake. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Kojima, like he rides the line of that. Like, it's the visuals are amazing, the gameplay is pretty solid, but the story's like a little bizarre. And Jordan Peele's are like that too. Like, I love his movies, but they're definitely in that bizarre realm. So together,
they're bizarre in a much more simple and understandable way, whereas Hideo, you're just like, what are you doing, dude? What's going on? So maybe
that's what I'm saying.
Balance.
They have to balance each other on this. Like I think about like you saw Nope, right? Did you see Nope, Bacon?
No, I don't watch scary movies.
I mean, it was cool. It was definitely worth your time, but there was also like a couple of scenes where you're like, what is going on in there? He doesn't even come back to explain it in the story.
You're talking about the monkey?
No, the monkey's part of it, but like I guess it is part of the monkey, the burned lady and stuff, where you're like, you really don't get a whole lot. It's just bizarre.
It is weird,
cool. I like it.
What I really appreciate about Jordan is he brings in the comedy, and the like kind of I don't want to say meta, but almost like meme culture as well. Like he's very smart. So the two of them were. I said, I texted to the group. I texted to the nerd chat. I said I'm more excited about the Jordan Peele connection of this than I am the Hideo Kojima part. I mean, and nothing but respect to Hideo, but like Jordan being involved with this.
Neither of you played Death Stranding either, right?
No,
I didn't. I wanted to though.
I'm waiting for it to go on sale on PC again.
It's $29 on the Xbox PC store
right now.
Just looked it up.
I might buy it. But again, this was a very cool moment. Was not expecting Jordan Peele at all. And who knows if this is a whole interactive movie, I'm fine with it because it's something creative. And that's what he kept saying is that this is like nothing you're ever going to experience. He didn't say Strand type game, but it's going to be, clearly Hideo wants to get into movies and he wants to direct a movie and we get it. So we'll see how much gameplay this actually has, but still exciting nonetheless with this Jordan Peele connection.
Yeah, very cool.
Bacon, anything to add to it?
No.
Okay, next one. I actually didn't get to see this, and I wanted to show this to Grayson. There's a new Jurassic Park game. Was this all cinematic, Jose or Bacon? Or
Yeah, this was all cinematic, but it
Okay.
definitely it's very tinged like a survival horror.
Okay, it was
Like the
called Jurassic Park Survival.
Like the trailer definitely we're checking out was a girl who basically gets left behind. So it, like, think back to the original Jurassic Park movie where they all
Yes.
escape, Ian Malcolm, all that blah blah blah. She's left behind, and it follows
Oh,
that. So it's
very
not even
cool.
into the new Jurassic Park stuff, Dominion and World and that kind of stuff.
So is this the replacement to that Capcom game that everyone wants with dinosaurs? Was that
Dino
one called?
Crisis? No, that's very different than this.
Okay.
Very different.
Bacon, any thoughts on that besides Jurassic Park being one of the greatest movies of all time?
Survival is not my game type, but I do love Jurassic Park. So,
I mean,
me
Bacon, you finished Dead Space and Alan Wake 2, which are both. Oh wait, did you finish Alan Wake 2?
No.
Well, you finished Dead Space, and that's a pretty spooky.
Did you
game.
get to the nursing home, Bacon?
Not yet. I'm still trying.
Bud.
Still trying to decide if I'm going to finish it or not.
Like I said, that's when Bacon will die, but it's okay. Moving on. Best audio design. Here's one I didn't like. Hi-Fi Rush should have got best music, not audio design.
I'm just happy they got one though, dude.
They should
Because
get one.
especially
That's
for
very
like
true.
a tiny project that no one expected from
Very
a big
true.
studio, that's I'm glad that they won
Good,
one. I
great,
really
good
am.
point. I mean, I guess the audio design is a key element to the game. Like you're literally playing to the beat, and you have to design the levels and stages and bosses to the music. So actually, it makes more sense. But shout out to Alan Wake and Dead Space. I remember you guys liked that as well. Best. Oh, sorry, there was a rocket racing announcement for
Fortnite.
So Fortnite's got a Lego building mode in it. Fortnite's basically got everything. It's
Epic
got its
is
own
really
Minecraft.
going all in.
It's got its own battle royale. It's got its own racing, and it's got its own like forge mode. It's kind of insane.
Kratos. It's got the Master Chief.
Black Myth Wukong. I actually didn't get to see this. I've never been very big on this game. So somebody, Bacon, tell me why.
Dude, you should watch it, Dan. It looked pretty cool, bud.
I've been
Monkey Men. Am I playing?
I've been in love with this
apes
game
right now.
I've been in love with this game since it leaked on Twitter. How long ago? Just the visuals, the art style, the setting. It's all. I have a feeling it's going to be another game I can't finish.
It's going to be basically another one.
It looks absolute fire. So let's freaking go.
The next game was Warframe Whispers in the Walls coming out in a week. Games for Impact went to, how do you say this? Is this Chia? Is that how you say it? I don't know what this game is, but shout out to what's his face? Shuhei Yoshida. Tales of Venzera Zhao. This actually looked really cool.
It kind of reminded me like a Black Panther, but it was really rad.
Black Panther meets the gameplay of Ori, Metroid Dread, and I'm all about this game. I will be playing this game. Looked very cool. Looked like a Metroidvania. Lost Records from Don't Nod was announced. I actually did see this. Is this
there's a studio that did Life is Strange?
Yeah, I mean it looks like Life is Strange. I'm just looking at the picture. Anyone, should we keep going?
Yeah, it looked cool. I don't know what I was hard again. I was like catching pieces of it. There's definitely like a mystical element. That last image on the bottom left, where they're like in the trailer, they're like walking up to some like crater in the ground that's glowing. Some cool stuff coming there.
All right. The next one was the first Berserker Kazan. I don't know anything about. I think I might have missed this. Do we want to keep going? Okay. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth had a musical performance. I mean, cool. I still haven't played the remake. I like the first game. Maybe someday I'll get to this. Apex Legends Cross Final Fantasy 7 is an event. I'm not so sure the pool of gamers who are playing Apex Legends are the same as Final Fantasy 7 gamers, but all right, coming January 9th.
Everyone just wants that Buster Sword, bud.
Best score and music, Final Fantasy 16. I've heard good things about its music.
I hear the music was pretty good. Yeah.
Best indie game, Sea of Stars. Shout out to Sea of Stars, even though I've quit after about 4 hours. I don't know if I'll be going back. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3, I guess, but Halo Infinite should be there. Best fighting game, Street Fighter 6. Most anticipated game, this didn't surprise me. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth
over Hades.
Or Star Wars, dude. I thought Star Wars was gonna pull it through, bud.
I don't know about that Star. You're really high on that, Jose. I don't know why.
Star Wars
looks dope.
Who's not
against Hades and Final Fantasy though? I don't know. So here's the thing: is that I guess has Sony won an award yet?
They won 0 awards tonight. I don't want to spoiler cast.
I mean,
here.
Final Fantasy, that doesn't, I mean, I guess that counts, even
On
though
PC.
that's a second party exclusive. And then, dude, the moment that absolutely, I'm still in shock. I cannot believe this happened. And Bacon said the rumors are true. I remember possibly hearing whispers about this.
I
but
heard it yesterday and then a lot today before.
Oh
this
my
came out.
gosh, you guys.
I didn't want to believe it. I'm like,
yeah, you're like,
no
just don't buy
way.
into it, please. Arcane's Marvel's Blade was announced, coming from Arkane Leon, from the same makers who did the Dishonored games and Deathloop. Bethesda Game Studios 20. Does it have a date?
God, it's early development.
Regardless,
3 years
already
at least.
in the trailer, the whole feel of it had the feel of an Arcane. I like the art style. Bacon, this blew me away. What did you think of?
I'd like to know what where they're heading for their rating on this. Is it going to be R or M? I'm sure. I'm hoping they don't take too much inspiration off the Redfall art style, which I didn't really see that in this, but I would like this to be a dirtier, more realistic. Blade 3 is probably one of my favorite movies of all time because
a great one.
Who doesn't love Jessica Biel and
Ryan Reynolds? He's great.
Jessica Biel was a smoke show in that.
Ryan Reynolds was in another Marvel movie that wasn't X-Men.
You haven't seen Blade 3?
Hannibal King, bud. He was a great character.
Oh my god, he was.
I don't know if I've seen Blade 3.
Oh, you got to see Blade 3.
I mean, to be honest, Bacon, I'm like not the biggest Blade fan, but like I'm all aboard on this.
I am happy that they went out and got a superhero game.
Wait, let's wait on that. A lot of people have noticed though it hasn't. There's no Xbox logo on
it's
here.
Xbox.
But is it exclusive?
They took Indiana Jones. They went to court, fought, and got Indiana Jones to be an exclusive.
I'm just saying.
There's no Blade is exclusive.
I mean, I think it would only be fair at this point, considering
we can't play
all
Spider-Man,
Marvel IPs, and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm super interested because one, I don't know much about Blade, and two,
dude, there's such good movies.
I hear nothing but good things about Blade in general. So I'm Jose. What did this blow you? I was like in shock. I was telling Bacon, was like, what's going on with you? Because I was like, no way, holy shit, like freaking out. We're sitting there. I'm watching her Selling Sunset on Netflix as I'm watching this on my tablet with it. She's like, what's going on over there? Like, Jose, whoa.
So I didn't get to see this. I couldn't watch this part. So I found out about this when I was talking to Bacon pre-show as we were getting set up. I am, for the record, for long-time listeners, on episode 36,
he's going back to the tapes, you guys.
We were talking about games that should be resurrected, and one of mine was Blade, because I was like, we need a superhero game. It's such a good IP for a video game where you're basically a super vampire who's good, or at least mostly altruistic, who's fighting the bad vampires. Like, Jesus, it is so, like, why has no one picked this up? And this excites me. I think it's a great pickup for Xbox. And I'll be honest with you, I want it to be for Xbox because I'm selfish, but if it was cross-platform, I would be okay with that because then it could show studios that Xbox studios can handle it. And then it would potentially lead to more contracts, right? Because that's what happened, I think, with Spider-Man. It's like, that's why Wolverine's getting picked up, is they saw, look, they make it successful. They make lots of money. Let's give them another one. I would be okay in this instance if it was multi-platform, because then it could potentially bring more to us. I also thought about what Bacon said about like the connection to Redfall. Man, that's a pretty dope and close connection. Although I do agree, I hope it's not entirely in the style of Redfall, which is a little more cartoony. I would like the darker, grittier piece of it.
Yeah, but I liked Redfall's art style. I'll be honest, I thought that was actually a strong.
Yeah, but it fits for Redfall. It doesn't fit for Blade.
And I would say,
you're gonna get something like that, guys. I mean,
what'll be interesting is because they're also working on the Blade reboot of the movie with Mahershala Ali.
Yes.
I hope that this is a slight different, or if it is, it's in the same universe but a different story. Because I think that's been an issue with games in the long time history of them, is like, you don't want a video game that's also the exact same as the movie, because then you're watching the same thing twice. You want two different experiences, even if they're related. So overall, absolutely pumped. What a great pickup for us. I cannot wait to play this game. I'm assuming I haven't seen a whole lot, but I will be playing it day one.
I mean,
the important thing is it's single player, and the important thing is it's third person and not first person or the hacky sword.
You don't think a first person Blade game would be cool?
I don't. First person works for shooters. I don't particularly care for it in.
Yeah, it would be like Redfall.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, it would be just like Redfall.
This is super exciting.
Crazy excited.
But I also think you guys are like, I don't want it to look like Redfall. Did you see the trailer? Jose, did you see the trailer?
No,
you need to go watch home. Go look it up right now. Look it up right now. Super cool. Look it up while we're
and that's the thing is it doesn't look like Redfall at this point. It is way similar art style. It has similar art style, but
I mean, based on these images, it doesn't look fully gritty like I was anticipating, but it looks fine. I'm sure I would
say it looks like a comic book mixed
with
fair.
Arkane. That is good.
Is how I would describe it. Like think
like a Spider-Verse, I like that. I'd be cool with that animation.
No, like a comic book version of Dishonored is how I would describe it. But let's move on. Go watch the trailer, Jose. You need to go watch it right now. I wouldn't blame you. Twisted Metal is renewed. Bacon was excited for that one for season 2.
Great show.
Best ongoing game went to Cyberpunk. Not okay.
Is this possible?
I don't know about that one. Lightspeed LA's game was
cool.
Last Sentinel. Things. I didn't really get to see this. Bacon, you want to?
Oh, you didn't? It's it almost looks like iRobot, like
looks very Matrix to me.
Yes, Matrix. Good call on that. Looked absolutely ridiculously good.
Was this a multi-platform?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then the next
game, that might have been a PC only. Actually, there was a lot of Steam early access and
there was a lot of Steam
titles. So. Another reason for you boys to get on the PC Master.
Dude, I got my 37 right now. I just got the latest day one driver. I'm ready.
If you like missing out on games, just listen.
Dude, I'm ready to switch to Xbox. I'm saving up. I told Bacon to look up for my 7900 XT.
I found you one on Facebook Marketplace the other day for $450.
What? You didn't send me that. Mm-hmm. The First Descendant is coming summer 2024. Didn't really get to see much about that. Mecha Break was announced, and then I thought this was actually really cool. I'm so glad I got to see it live. The Old Gods of Asgard performed, and it was very cool how they did it with Mr. Door and Alan Wake's voice actor singing with him, and then Alan Wake, the physical appearance, doing the performance along with Sam Lake at the end. Man, it was. I loved seeing this performance, and I thought it was funny because Andy brought up a good point. He's like, I bet people who hadn't played the game are like, what is this game about? Like, what is going on here? So, Bacon, wait a second. You didn't even have you gotten to this point in the game?
In the second one?
Yes.
No.
Oh, so Bacon's one of those people who has no idea.
Oh,
but that's okay.
They performed in the first one, right?
Okay, so he doesn't know. So it's still fine. So Jose, don't say much. Jose, did you see this at all?
I did, and that's what I was gonna say. It reminded me of that what you're talking about, Dan. I don't want to spoil it for anyone watching. Like you get that sense of like excitement in your body.
Yeah, I was exactly. I was like pumped. I was like, this is really cool. Bacon, you got to get to this level.
I'll finish it next week when I'm on vacation.
Good.
I'm gonna bump it down to easy.
Good. Okay, trust me, it's good. At this, it's worth it. It's good on We Sing is the name of the chapter, and then it's good at the nursery home. But the nursery home,
the game is great.
You might have a heart attack.
It's
okay. Play with lights on. Play with speakers, not headphones.
I'm getting PTSD thinking about it over here.
Next announcement.
Heist game from 10 Chambers.
Okay, Jose, take it away for the next few because I got to go get some water.
So next game was from the Payday creator. If you don't know, for the studios, it's a new heist game called Den of Wolves. There wasn't necessarily like a whole lot in the trailer. Like it's kind of like your like small groups of what I would assume are like thugs that are gonna pull a heist or kind of taking hostages, if you will. I will say the art style is really cool. Like they're wearing a mask where like the lips are like animated. I know that's a terrible description, but looks interesting. You know, I just like seeing some new IP here and there. Like I love a good remake. I love some of the stuff that we know and love really well, but it was nice to see something a little bit new. And then we got back to Exoborn.
Best adaptation. I don't know what Exoborn is. Let's skip it.
Go ahead.
Bacon, I'm just kidding. Bacon. Was that a cinematic? Was it worth anything?
I can't remember. There was more trailers than I can keep
Yeah,
track
can't
of
remember.
tonight.
Everybody go look up X
Yes.
Reborn. We don't remember it. But then best
There we go.
adaptation, of course,
a
goes
deserving award.
The
It
Last
was
of
it was a
Us.
great show, dude. Great show.
Deserved, and you can't deny
I'm over
it.
The Last of Us. I'm just
Who'd you
over
want?
it.
Mario?
I thought you
on that?
pre-ordered Last of Us 2 remastered.
No, I already bought it 2 years ago, and I
You
still
gotta pay
played
that
it.
$10 upgrade fee though.
I
Yeah.
do. I was actually thinking about playing it next after Bloodborne, but I was like, I'll just wait.
Just wait. For
What the
PC,
best
dude.
part of that announcement, actually, we didn't mention this, was the Fallout crew came out and presented this award, I believe. And shout out to Walter Goggins. I texted you guys this. If you have not seen Justified, he is in it. Incredible show, incredible acting, along with Timothy Oliphant. Just amazing show. Everyone needs to watch.
Think
Justified.
about it. Next year for best adaptation, that Fallout will be there.
Hopefully. And
Well,
Halo,
also-
maybe.
And
Halo, Bacon?
and also Twisted Metal should.
I mean, Halo's getting all new writers,
Why- no,
man.
no,
It
no,
could,
no,
it
no.
could
Why-
happen.
Why would Twisted Metal had a chance this year? Didn't it? Was it here?
It was in there.
Oh, okay.
It'll get a chance again next year because
Okay,
it's still
okay.
going to be one of the best adaptations.
It's good, dude. It was really good.
I don't hate Sony. You hate Sony, Dan.
Oh, yeah, right. I primarily play on Xbox. Sony was a huge part of my gaming history, but it
Me
was
too.
their third-party games and their controllers, not necessarily their first party. I don't have a connection to Sony first party. Next announcement was Hello Games' new game, and of course he's got to hype it up.
So
I was like, you're talking too much about this. What's his name? I can't remember. It's called Light No Fire, and he was bragging about how this is going to be the first true open world game where it's really a world and you get to explore all of it. And it's
claims.
I
That guy and his claims. You're right.
I don't know. I mean, it looks cool, but at the same time, I think you.
How open world can it be? You still have to go get quests and stuff, unless this
And
is
he
just
did say it was procedurally
walking
generated
around.
too. So anyway, Stormgate from Frost Giant Studios, from the people who made StarCraft and Warcraft 2 developers, was announced by what's his
Simu
face
Liu.
from Simu.
There was a lot of star power tonight.
Well, he's a real gamer. Like he's like a real big.
I know he was talking about StarCraft strategy. I was like,
Yeah.
Bacon is probably eating this
Oh.
up right now.
Yeah, no.
Thank
he's-
you. And hope Phil was listening that everybody wants StarCraft to come back.
Yeah, well, in time. Then best action adventure game went to Tears of the Kingdom.
Oof. Look at that
And-
screenshot. God, that game's ugly.
I will be getting that. That is on my backlog still. Best RPG, no surprise. Starfield did not win, but Baldur's Gate 3, of course, was going to take that. Best sim strategy, Pikmin 4. I believe
I've heard Pikmin's real good, dude.
Yeah.
Hoag's big on Pikmin from Season Gaming.
Another win for Xbox Game Studios. Best sports racing with
that three
Forza
now?
Motorsport. Correct. Best multiplayer, Boulder. What were the other nominations for best multiplayer?
Diablo,
I know,
Party
that's
Animals,
just
Street
co-op.
Fighter.
Baldur's
Wonder.
Gate 3? Really? I don't know about that. And again, why was Super Mario Wonder on there? Best players, or sorry, players voice award. They picked,
This was the one purely chosen by
we
not
have-
the panel, by
we have
by
to play this
voters.
game, guys. We have to play it.
Yeah.
There's-
It's probably a great game. We're just wanted Starfield to also be there, but it's
no, it's not
probably a
even
great
that.
game.
I just don't know the what is
Dungeons
it?
and Dragons.
The not even the Dungeons and Dragons. Isn't it just all die rolls? Like it's just
That's what
complete-
Dungeons and Dragons is. You never
And
played the tabletop
Nope,
version?
never played it, and a lot of
You're not a
voice
nerd.
It's fun.
acting and
Hey, you're not a
cutscenes.
nerd at all.
I mean,
I just bought one for the kids. I'm excited to start it with them.
next game announcement was Elfet Valentine
So much
from for
JRPGs.
Guilty Gear Strive. Final Fantasy 16 is getting DLC. I believe it's coming out sometime soon.
There's one that
Is it
released
out
tonight.
today?
Another one will be
Oh.
in June. Yeah.
Yeah. Best game direction, and of course I would have been shocked if this didn't win. Alan Wake 2, and shout out to Sam Lake again, just loving being up there. And they also announced the new game plus is coming on the 11th. And then the finals was out now. That was another announcement. And then
But you on a
Looked
positive for a second,
good.
it did look good. That's a bold strategy, Cotton, right? Because you think about Warfare just dropped yesterday with
Warzone.
Warzone, and this today. They're like that's putting their
Finals
money
is
where their
also
mouth
free to
is.
play too, so they had to do it. They had to make it free to play.
No, I
Yeah.
know, but I'm saying to say like, that COD, like whether you like COD or not, or whether you're into other FPS games, like COD is the golden standard. So
Yeah.
to drop your game, which is basically an unknown, on basically the same day, that's
Yeah, I agree. It is
that speaks
bold.
highly, man. They're
Bold
confident.
strategy.
And then the next one, I was kind of like a little let down by this. Like he's like, I'm gonna let the game speak for itself. Here's the final game to show. Monster Hunter Wilds.
Huge
I know.
following.
I know it was a huge game, and like I think that's their number one selling game for Capcom,
Yep.
sales wise. So I
It's
mean,
not even close.
maybe I need to check this out.
I've tried like 5 times, bro. I can't handle the big ass swords. They make no sense to me, bro.
To be fair, Dan knows all about short swords.
Oh,
They make no
can
sense,
handle.
bro. They make no sense.
YouTuber Modded Controller 360 was up to 2% Game of the War.
Do you get that joke, Dan?
No, I don't.
Short swords, your little.
That's Timothy
sword.
Chalamet.
I know who he is. I know I've heard of him.
But they found out, it was like only a couple weeks ago, that he had a YouTube channel that was going to be a tech YouTube channel when he was like first started acting. It's called Modded Controller 360.
Yeah.
There's a couple of videos and it's just his voice. His face isn't on screen. That's why Jeff called him that as he introduced him. He didn't even say Timothy Chalamet. He said Modded Controller 63 is going to present the next award.
Yeah.
So it was a funny.
Yeah,
little-
no, I think that's cute. But I don't even know why he's popular. What has he done? I know he's in Dune.
He smolders.
Yeah. He's in Dune.
Is that it?
He smolders.
He's going to be Wonka. Wonka looks cool too. Comes out
Okay, yeah,
this month.
yeah. Wonka, okay. And he was there to announce Game of the Year. And of course, as a lot of people had predicted, Game of the Year 2023. The award went to Baldur's Gate 3. And that was all of the major announcements and award winners for the Game Awards 2023. Of course, Jeff is already promoting next year's Game Awards for December 12th, 2024. Maybe we'll get some more awards in there. And I mean, I don't know how Xbox can top this. This was, as far as I'm concerned, guys, this was an absolutely insane show for Xbox.
Game Pass commercials, and there was well-defined Game Pass commercials, and so many Xbox announcements.
The games alone, the Kojima, Hellblade, and Blade blew me away. I was not expecting any of this, and they actually delivered. Like when they were sending out those emails and telling me to watch my Xbox, telling me to watch on my Game Pass app, telling me to watch on my, I was like, oh no, what are you guys doing? Like, why are you doing this? I gotta say they delivered. So Jose, what are your overall thoughts on the game announcements 2023?
I mean, despite a couple episodes ago, a pretty significant rant from all of us about how we felt like Xbox was not represented well in the nominees.
They weren't.
And they weren't
paid to be represented tonight.
They realized the power of this, like whether they agree with they're not being nominated or whether they support Jeff really or not. They realize that this is important for them in terms of like PR, in terms of understanding how to like get into the system, and they went all in. And whether this was Phil, whether this was Greenberg, whether this was Sarah, whether this was a bunch of people that we just don't know, I just want to say props to them. And for what it's worth, to give Jeff credit, like it was a good pace show. It was it went fast, lots of great stuff.
One thing about the pacing, I do think it was probably one of his best pace events maybe ever. But it is a lot of
games.
It's not really a game awards. This is really a game announcement show with awards sprinkled in. It doesn't quite feel like
the Rush
Grammys or an Oscars.
Rush 4 at a time.
It doesn't feel like we're truly celebrating these games. We're celebrating the hype around the games that happened, but also the games. A lot of it's about the games coming, which I know it's a fine line, and like I just got to push back. Like I feel like it's still not. It's not an award show. It isn't another announcement show. Like, sorry, go ahead.
But I would contend, I mean, a rebuttal to that is like, do you really care about real award shows like the Oscars and the Grammys?
I mean, not about those. I think we should for these games.
But here's what I would say. Here's what I would give Jeff credit then. He has done a lot to legitimize this industry as compared to other mainstream entertainment. And I as much as like I know we've not had necessarily great experience with some of the celebrities like Pacino and stuff like that. No disrespect to Pacino, but you have to give him credit, dude. I mean, he got McConaughey, he got Jordan.
He was
Peele,
great.
He got Timothy Chalamet, he got Simu Liu. Like
He
You could
definitely,
see
Jose. I will say that
rise.
he did a great job getting people who seem to care about games, especially
Yes.
Jordan. You can tell he plays. You know,
Yes.
what is his name?
Simu Liu.
Liu. He plays games. I don't know if McConaughey is much of a gamer. I want to believe. All right. I want him to be a gamer, but he's got a great personality, charismatic.
for it.
He was great up there, like
Yeah.
like a Keanu Reeves. Like Keanu probably never played a game in his life, did a great job acting his butt off in Cyberpunk, but
Yeah.
he made me believe that we should go visit
Yeah.
Night City. So
Keanu probably doesn't even own a TV.
That's right, he gave it away. But to be fair, I'm just saying, like, overall, I think it was decently done.
It was a
2
good
hours
show.
is pretty concise for as much that came in there. Because if you had taken out the awards and it was just announcements,
like
it still
2.5?
would have been like an
It
hour and a
was
half
Freaking
show.
long.
it was
So I give him props for that, man. And honestly, again, I feel a little biased, but it's reality. Is like it was a great showing for Xbox. So good
it was
overall.
absolutely
great.
Good point. Bacon, closing thoughts on the game award announcements.
While it was a good showing for Xbox, it was a poor showing for
Oh,
Sony.
for God.
That's all I heard for 2 weeks straight is how good Sony and Spider-Man were.
I
They
gotta
didn't
say,
even win Best Action Game, bro.
Bacon, I gotta say, we love games. I'm playing my PS5 a lot. I'm enjoying Bloodborne.
So
It is surprising the lack of Sony's presence, though. Like realistically, we
They don't
still
do
have
shows.
no idea what
they don't do
PlayStation
shows,
is doing
They
next
don't
year.
tweet. They don't go to the Tokyo Game Show. They don't go to Gamescom.
Is that arrogance or is that confidence? I
don't know.
mean, they're
don't
at
know
the
what
point
it
where
is.
it's like,
Their fans are screaming for some interaction from this company, and they're just like, "Nah, we're good."
yeah.
But
I would
all
say it's
kidding
not a
aside,
good look. It's not a good look.
Ken and Big Box, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that banger won 0 awards tonight. They did get some third party or some second party love, 1 award, and Last of Us is great. So again, all kidding aside, Jeff, the show was so much
well
better.
Done. It was
very well done.
And
Not
I
a
actually
huge
appreciate
fan.
the 30-second timer on the speech.
I mean, it almost when they bunched 4 awards in a row and no camera
it does
panning
feel
to
a
them.
little.
I don't
Yeah,
like that
I
because
don't like that
again,
either.
Dan,
You're
like
right.
you said, we're celebrating
Yeah,
games.
good point.
We could have cut 20 trailers out of this thing and given a little bit more
absolutely.
love
You're right.
to the nominees, but he's there to put butts in the seats. He's there to get 100 million
You're
views.
right.
He's got advertisers.
He's got to tweet that. He's got to tweet that right now. He's probably on the analytics.
Xbox had to have paid a substantial amount of money for the coverage they got tonight.
Why? Why though? Why? Why do you think they had to pay? Jeff was.
I mean, he has to fund that
it's
stage.
advertising.
Those
Yes,
suits.
I'm sure every person that had a trailer on there paid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not just going to do that for free. He's not going to do that just for AdSense revenue on YouTube.
It's a two-way street, right?
So I mean, but it was probably his best one yet. There was no obscure weirdo bands that I'd never heard of before, and I'm like,
performances were good. That you're right. This was
no one crashed the stage either. That was
good. Security was up.
Yes,
security.
But again, I do want to give Jeff his flowers because
I agree.
Like Jose said, he has brought a bit of relevant or a bit of legitimacy to our passion. For the longest time when I was gaming, we were known as basement dwelling nerds when I was a kid. I have an upstairs room.
I'm in the basement right now.
This is on my roof. This is my 3rd floor of my house, so I'm not in a basement. But for the longest time, we had been scoffed at and looked down upon because we were gamers, and he has legitimized the gaming industry. Come on,
remember that best streamer, guys. AI.
Yeah,
you know what? We can't.
Some of these
can't talk with our 175 subscribers. That streamer probably has millions, so like we can't be talking trash.
We remove some of the esports things and the coach of the year and stuff like that.
Yeah, focus more on the gaming. Yeah, yes, you're right. But in general, I completely agree with you guys. This was his best award show, hands down, and that says something because, as you're right, Jose, as down as I was for some of the Xbox and some of the nominations in general not being very good, which I still believe. The show was great, but you're right. It was mostly because Xbox was cooking, baby. Shout out to Xbox. What a great show. Let's
you know what they could do next year? They could make it next year, make it a 3-hour show and make the first hour the quote unquote. No, listen. A pre-show. And in the pre-show,
you didn't watch the pre-show.
I know there was a pre-show. Listen. They need to announce the pre-show starting because they don't say that. They say the show starts at like 6 our time.
Yep.
It really started at 5 the pre-show, but they didn't announce that. You just have to know that. They should have announced it the pre-show and then do some of the smaller awards, give time for those companies to have their time on stage. And then when you get to the 6 o'clock hour, it's really the big awards and the big announcements. And even on a business side, you could charge more for if you're in the main scene versus the pre-show. I'm just saying it's a good thought for next year for him.
Guys, we are already running an hour into this. I can't believe it. So
Time
let's
flies.
save these news. Let's save this news. We're gonna do an audible. I'm gonna save all of this for next week. Let's jump into what have we been playing and or watching. I will go quickly because only thing I've been playing, boys, is Bloodborne, and I'm really enjoying it. And I think the best way to describe it, it's not my favorite Bloodborne game by all means, but it.
Soulsborne.
Or sorry, Soulsborne, Dark Souls type game. But I sent out a tweet and Ains said he couldn't agree more about it. I said that I can see why so many people consider Bloodborne to be their favorite Souls game, especially if you played it in 2015, just after the not so good Dark Souls 2, you guys. But looking back on it, I've had some time and I've been playing all of them. All within the past 2 years. I said I can see it as the start of something great that Dark Souls 3 did better than Elden Ring perfected. And that's where I want to give Bloodborne a lot of respect, is that's kind of like the turning point. And I can see it. That's when they really started to get together on their gameplay. You see these things called Chalice Dungeons, boys, and they're basically like all those little mini dungeons that you went into in Elden Ring, where you had to like avoid the traps, and like at the end you get to a boss and there's like potential loot in there. So but in Bloodborne you have to like create them or like go lower and lower, and it wasn't the best implemented, but a lot of people hated them at first. But I can see that in there. I can see the combat. I can see like the legacy dungeons. So I get it. Like I get why people really like it. For me though, I can already tell it's not going to pass anything. For me right now, it's still Elden Ring, Dark Souls 3. I would go. It's really tough for me to go. I think I would do Dark Souls 1, then Bloodborne, and only Dark Souls 1 above because it started it all really. Then Bloodborne, then Sekiro, and then Dark Souls 2, and then the last one. I'm down to my last one. It will be Demon Souls remake. I'm only doing From Software. I don't count those other ones as part of the Soulsborne.
You haven't played Demon Souls, have you?
I played No, that's my last one. That's the one I have to do next. But so really enjoying it. Also played some PUBG last night with Ains. There's a new map coming. It's still fun, Bacon. I know you hate that janky game.
It's janky, bud.
There's nothing like PUBG out there. I tried to play Warzone, but Bacon wouldn't invite me, so I didn't get a chance to play the new Warzone map. And I think that's been it. So, Jose, have you done any gaming this week?
Oh, sir, I have done some gaming because I was an idiot. So
it did go hard.
So Bacon a couple of weeks ago had really just talked up Modern Warfare 3, and I'd been playing Cult of the Lamb the last couple weeks. Right. Still a great game, still like it. I haven't finished it. So I'm kind of at a part where it's pretty heavy in the mechanics where I just wanted to take a break from it. And I had an Xbox gift card. I also found out if you're an Xfinity member right now, you get a $15 gift card for free. Go sign up for that in your rewards. And I was like, you know what? I need something fun to play with my friends. I still, of course, will play Halo, but I like Modern Warfare. Like no cap, as the kids say. I do enjoy it. So I picked up Modern Warfare 3, and I don't know what was happening. I was drinking is exactly what was happening. And I was like, you know what? I want a battle pass. So I bought the battle pass. I did not realize that it ended in like 5 days. So I was playing, and Bacon was like, did you know it ends on Tuesday? And I was like, what? And so I have literally, I kid you not, since last Friday, I have probably put in about 25 hours.
What level are you? You passed me, didn't you?
I'm 55. I maxed out on the levels. And on the battle pass, I didn't finish the battle pass. I got to 50% exactly, but I wanted the skins.
Stuff you wanted.
So I got the spawn, like skin of where he's like the actual like fatigue guy. I got the spawn where he's like where his burned face with like the cloak. I got the there's like a ninja spawn. I got all of those ones.
You better
and
be
the stuff
rocking
in
them
between.
every.
Oh, absolutely.
round.
I look damn good. But I didn't. That's as far as I got. And literally, I finished it on Tuesday night, and I went to bed. I've been going to bed like 1:30. I have to work the next day every day, by the way. And I finally on last night I didn't even turn on my Xbox. I got home. I went to bed by like 8:30 because I was so tired. But I'm ready to jump into Warzone Season 1 with these guys. Hopefully later tonight after I get some work done with the thumbnails and stuff. Other than that, the other thing I picked up again was Dave the Diver. My youngest is back at gymnastics, and so I go and sit there for an hour with a bunch of parents that I don't want to talk to. No offense. And
I
so
know.
I
Just same way it's swimming. I'm like, I don't
so I
want
just immediately put on my headphones and pull out my ROGLA, and I get all kinds of stank eye from these people because they're like, "You're a grown man." I'm like, I'm living my life over here, but enjoying Dave the Diver. It is really truly a good game. If you have a Switch or Steam, definitely worth picking up. It's not very expensive, and obviously they're getting the new Dredge content, which will be super dope too. So that's what I've been working on, man. Not watching a lot of TV. Again, I was really grinding through Warzone or through Modern Warfare.
I forgot to say, Jose, there were sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to bed for Jose. He's still on here. He is still grinding. Shout out.
I thought you left his Xbox on.
I did have fun playing with you the other night. I forgot to mention that. One thing I didn't mention, I did watch you guys. Squid Games, the reality show.
We did start watching that too. Yeah.
We were I guess the final one, the winners happened, but we forgot about it because we like caught up, and I think it aired just yesterday. So I need to see. Don't look it up. You're gonna get spoiled, Jose. So it's been fun to watch, but Allie and I have noticed, Jose, that we're like, okay, we don't really want to hear the backstory about these people. Just get to the dang events. So we started to fast forward. Let's just see the events. It's not the same because in acting and in the real Squid Games, they can do so much more. So, but I do recommend it. If you're a fan of Squid Games at all, go watch the reality one. Anything else, Jose?
Just quick shout out to Deja Vu. To be very clear, the reason why I bought the Battle Pass was because Spawn is like all the characters. I didn't know that because I hadn't even downloaded Modern Warfare 3, and he said the outfits are worth it. I fully agree. They look super dope. I like those IP kind of skins and stuff like that. I will say I did look at the Battle Pass for Season 1 of Warzone, and I respect the like ninja style. I was like, I'm definitely not buying that Battle Pass. Like it's just
really.
I didn't think it was. I'd rather wait and get.
Well, we get it for free because we bought the Ultimate Edition. So
yeah,
I paid for it.
Yeah, but no, I'm not going to be picking that up. I'll wait for some more content. Maybe next year, Halloween. They'll have some cool horror icons again. So anyway,
there's a Christmas event starting in 13 days.
Is it a free event though, or paid event?
They're always free.
Yeah, but they're never anything crazy. Bacon, what have you been playing besides Modern Warfare?
Did you not play with Krampus in Warzone and he shows up out of nowhere and wrecks your whole team?
No, I think we like.
God, I hated that.
I just remember the haunting ones with those damn boxes and the jump scares and everything.
The Krampus, he was just such.
I heard he was a pain in the butt. Yeah,
he used all your ammo in your whole squad to kill that dirtbag. So
you loved him, huh?
I hated that son of a bitch. Anyways, I made the mistake of buying Returnal on PC. Right. I don't know what it is about those kinds of games, but they absorbed my entire life. I don't know, is it a roguelite? Is it a Metroid? I don't know what we label game like that.
No, there's a name for it with all the shooting things that you're right. There's a
bullet hell
of game. Yeah,
it's a bullet hell, but when you die, you reset and go all the way back to the first. But anything you acquire, permanent unlocks and stuff you can get, so that's the whole thing. You have to die to progress the game to get unlocks. And I've gotten to the third boss now. Second boss was a bear. The third boss is even worse. But I still will stand on this, that is Sony's best IP. I absolutely, and I give you your flowers all day long. How smart did that game. I'll probably, since running short on time tonight, the game, I'll probably just start another run of Returnal. But I think I got 14, 15 hours in it. It's an addiction. It's my Dead Cells addiction. It's my Hades addiction. It's those kind of games. I just pile so much time in there. It's ridiculous. But I did fire Warzone up last night. I played one solo match and went 4-1 and got 20th place, I believe it was. I love the movement. The map is so much, and I know the map because I got so many hours in zombies. It's like I know every nook and cranny, so I'm really glad I played zombies. So hopefully Mike and we can squad up and and get this going. But I like the battle pass. It's super fun, and I haven't really been watching anything because they took the last Hunger Games off of Peacock before I could watch it. Now I can't find it
Dang
anymore.
it. Mockingjay.
Almost rented it the other day just because I feel like I have to finish it. I'm like,
I need to finish part 2.
yeah.
Boys, let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Bacon, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Do you have any good food this week?
I do have good food this week.
My gosh.
My wife's birthday was Tuesday night.
Shout out happy birthday to
Happy birthday now.
22 years old.
Love it.
She made it very clear that we were going for sushi. I don't particularly like sushi.
So good.
I have heard you had some you liked though.
So
Spicy girl.
Me being me, I hear things I don't like, and I'm
roll.
very guilty of this, that I just poo-poo things without even trying it.
Yeah, you're just
The
like
whole
Allie.
thought of raw fish
You
just
gotta try it. man.
drives me up a wall. I don't get it. So I got the seafood teriyaki, which I love seafood though. With scallops, shrimp, and salmon grilled up in teriyaki sauce. Super, super good.
Bacon, they have scallops on sushi. And it's
I know. But then my wife ordered something that had like fried shrimp in it, and it was a sushi roll, had like fried shrimp.
yeah,
and
you can get it
it's
fried.
a place called Mango Shrimp, and it's right near our house. And she forced me to try one, and I
It's delicious.
begrudgingly ate it, and then I begrudgingly ate 4 more pieces of it.
There you go.
And then I had a really tasty Japanese beer. It was like the bottle was huge.
Asahi.
Yeah, Asohi or something like that was the name of it.
It's
Asahi.
Yeah, Asahi.
Silver label,
Super good.
yeah.
I mean,
Irish?
yeah, I mean, it just tastes almost just tastes like a Bud Light, but it seemed like it had a lot more alcohol content in it because I'm a little tipsy when I left the joint. So
Asahi
It's a
super
huge bottle.
dry.
yeah, it's a huge bottle. Super good. So shout out to my wife. She's turning 22. That's good. So
It's very
that's what I
exciting.
ate.
Nice. I will go quickly. Shout out. Allie made her she made her meatballs. And my gosh, they were so good, you guys. And I'm very afraid because, like I said, she just likes to throw it together sometimes. And then she doesn't keep the recipe or remember it. So I'm very scared I'm not going to get those meatballs again. And then shout out to one of our new favorite restaurants. How do you say that, Jose? Do you see it on my
It's tequileño.
Tequileño? I said it right there. Nice.
Yeah, good job.
Shout out
good
to
job.
El Tequileño.
Nope, and you messed it up right after.
I've never heard that word in Spanish.
Tequileño.
Tequileño.
Tequileño. There we go. I ordered, and shout out to I'm a big fajitas guy, you guys. I ordered the fajitas mi tierra for
Tierra?
2.
Pretty good.
Tierra. And so it's grilled steak,
okay.
but shrimp wrapped with bacon. And I was like, I love shrimp. I love bacon. This has got to be
Dang,
good.
bud.
Who
It
doesn't love
wasn't as
bacon?
good as I wanted, Jose, or as I was hoping, because the crunchy, hard bacon kind of ruins the nice, juicy shrimp. So I wouldn't get that again. It wasn't bad. I just didn't like, I guess, the texture of the food.
Texture clash.
Yeah, exactly. But everything was delicious. Margarita's delicious. Shout out. It was amazing. Their beans, the rice, the salsa. Jose, have you been there by any chance?
No, I know. I never heard of it. I know what you're talking about. I never
Yeah,
been
it's
to that.
right off of Kipling and right by that King Supers, by the Taco Bell. Kipling and Florida.
Right. Okay.
Yep,
yeah.
right just north of Bear Creek from you.
Oh,
And,
yeah. Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. By the
Try it.
Starbucks too.
Correct. And so fantastic. And I have to say, though, we enjoyed it so much. So we got to go on Friday because my aunt, or Thursday, I can't remember, one of the days, randomly took the kids to go do something. So we got to have a nice date night, which was nice. Shout out to Tiarine. And then Allie loved it so much, you guys. Sunday, she's like, "Can we get it to go?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" And
What'd
she's
she
like,
get?
Yep. And then we got it to go as well. Allie got just a standard burrito. She just got like a burrito. I can't remember one of the burritos on there. And then I got just the steak fajitas. You guys, this place is so dang good, so delicious. So shout out to El Tequileño.
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 Let's move on.
Tequileño.
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 There you
Leño.
go.
I got to do the N. Tequileño. Enya, yeah. Shout out to El Tequileño for the delicious food. And shout out to Allie's meatballs as well. Jose, what was the best food you had this week?
It was a great weekend of food, actually. A great week of food. We my daughters were in a dance recital on Friday and Saturday, which was not the most fun experience of my weekend. They did a wonderful job. They were, of course, adorable. But for any new parents out there or future parents, a fun fact about recitals is that your kid usually only performs for like 4.5 minutes, and the whole recital is like 2 hours. And it's considered very rude to leave mid-recital, so that was not a great thing. But the cool part of it was that afterwards we were like, we'll celebrate, good job, we're proud of you, where do you guys want to go eat dinner? And I'm very proud of my girls. They were like, Texas Roadhouse. So because my daughter Scarlett wanted to eat, I kid you not, 9 shrimp. That's what she wanted to order, 9 very specific shrimp, and she ate all of them. And Penelope wanted a steak, so I guess they were raising them right.
Yeah.
I myself got a country fried sirloin with gravy, which was, man, I had not had one in a long time. A little salty, but also very good. And me and Victoria were crazy, got a bloomin' onion, which are also very good. Like, I just, nothing like fried food. And then Sunday night with my mom to For Real in Littleton. It's a really awesome pub place if you've never been to it. They also really like that. And then on one of the mornings we cooked, trying to keep it a little healthy, soy riso tacos. Now I like chorizo, which is like the real Latino version of the food. It's a very tasty food. It's like terrible for your acid. It's also really not good for you because it's real fatty. But believe it or not, you can get it at Walmart. There's a version by a brand called Cacique, but it's soy riso. It's made with soy. And I'm not a soy guy. Like I'm not generally a diet food person.
Jose. Does it have that taste? Does it
tastes like real chorizo. It's got a pretty decent texture. It's not quite as chewy as real chorizo, but the flavor's there and it's not bad for you. I make little scrambled egg tacos with it. Really, really good. So check it out. Cacique soy riso. Absolutely worth your time and money. They're like $2 a tube at Walmart or whatever. So that was the best food I had this week, man.
Very nice.
Oh, and Christmas cakes. I found Christmas cakes at Target. Little Debbie ones. I bought 3 boxes.
Shout out to Little Debbie Christmas cakes. You guys go out and snag them while you can. They go fast. Jose, bring up the ticker. Do we have any updates?
I don't have any updates this week for mine.
Well, then we have nothing to update. 179 subscribers, 95 Popeyes chickens, 58 breakfast burritos. Oh wait, Jose.
Chipotle.
I need you to add 2 breakfast burritos.
Dog. Oh, I meant to ask you. I was going to wait till I saw you on the show.
Wait, Jose. What about this? I got 2. I technically had 2.5. What do we do? We just don't count it.
No, we round down. We play to win.
Okay. But Allie ate the other half.
Tie goes to the runner.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Sorry. Oh wait. I need you to add 2. I just forgot. We got Papa John's tonight. 3 more pizzas as well. Yes, we ordered 3 pizzas. I got 5 kids.
What is the burrito cost at? What is one burrito?
$7.75, I believe. But I think he gives me a discount, Jose, because I say no potatoes. So he be like 7.
Hey, Wally, Brandon wants to know where your El Tequilo place is again.
It's Kipling and Florida.
Kipling in Florida.
Far away from Fort Collins there, B.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, B. There are multiple locations, though.
It's spelled... in the chat, TEQUILENO. Tequilo.
So it's like tequila, except you take off the A and add ENO.
They have Golden, Aurora, Lakewood, and Arvada.
Arvada's his best bet.
Sorry. It's worth it, though. It was delicious.
I'm sure there's better food in Fort Collins.
Mexican food? I mean, it's
probably.
Sorry, you were saying something, Jose? Oh, the cost of the burrito. Yeah.
Okay. I've been craving one, man. And maybe I'll just go.
Not that far, dude.
What's the ruling on the?
Dude, you get it on the way home. It's not that far.
It's just out of. It's not far. It's out of the way. That's
it's closer than. Well, maybe not for you.
Is there a ruling on our spicy chicken sandwiches? Can they be the Chick-fil-A version, or
did you have those pizzas, Jose?
I added the pizzas.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we should have a separate category.
We can't do
only Popeyes so special and nobody else is.
How dare you?
Are you kidding? Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 136. Xbox is cooking / the Game Awards announcements. My name is Daddy DWALLY. You can follow me at Daddy DWALLY across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat podcast across all social media. I have tried to be active and keep everything up. Check out our Instagram for all of Jose's artwork. Check out my Twitter or the Xbox or the Nerd Chat Twitter for all the Xbox AI. Guys, that is a really good blade cooking with an
Workout.
Xbox
It was pretty
controller.
good. It was pretty good.
So shout out to Bing Chat AI. They're taking over, boys. Chipotle Bear, where can people find you?
You can find me on X/Twitter at Chipotle_Bear. You can find me on Instagram at Chipotle Bear. And very shortly, you can find me on the fields of Urbexstan. What's the field?
Urzikstan.
Urzikistan.
We're dropping right now. Join us. Come watch us at
I gotta get the thumbnail and then I'm on. Additionally, if you made it this far in the show, or if you are just picking us up right now, as always, guys, really appreciate a subscribe or a like, or at the very least, just share somebody to check out the show. Your comments are great too, but we just also, to be fair, we just really like interacting with the chat, interacting with our fans. Big Box, big shout out, and Ken.
Shout out to No.
Thank you guys. We just love doing this, man. It's a great time of year. It's a great time of the year for us to have time to game as we get on break and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you all for listening, and we can't wait to see you again next week.
And X Bacon Gaming, where can people find you?
You can find me at X Bacon Gaming across all your socials and gaming platforms, except for I'm Footlong Chew Toy in Warzone, though.
Ooh,
Still can't change that name for some reason. Like shout out my boys in the chat. They always show up. Mike B, and that's it. Actually, I can't blame the boys for not being here tonight because Game Awards, a little late. Haynes and them. I can't blame them for not being here tonight. But just to
it's probably on Halo.
Follow up what Chapo said, we really do appreciate you making it this far, and like and subscribe and share. We're just gaming fans who love talking about gaming. And to my Sony fans, I was just kidding. Don't clip it and put it on Twitter.
Sorry, clipped.
Disclaimer: Bacon is a Microsoft shareholder.
I own I own more PS stuff than a lot of people.
Yeah, you own more than me. Last shout out is to Big Box. Shout out to MKen10. I did want to say MKen10. I'm excited to jump in Fallout 76, you guys. I did jump into it for a little bit. It's a Fallout game. It's a co-op game. Get your characters level 5 where we drop them, boys. As always,
Vault Dwellers.
I was going to say that, or as always, Blade fans.
Daywalkers.
As always, Daywalkers. See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online, and roll that old outro.
This is for the Sony fans.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but...
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast, is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy DWALLY across all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_Bear. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. The intern to the assistant to the co-hosts is Jason Jarrett, and you can follow him at XBaconGaming. You can also follow the show at The Nerd Chat across all social media. And if you'd like to find out more about the show, visit nerdchatmedia.com.